You want to talk about Bowerman Mile? Cheruiyot, Ingebrigtsen. Who wins this?
I mean, I'm saying Ingebrigtsen because I went on record saying the dam has been broken, and now it's Jakob's time to shine for the next 5 years. So I don't think Jakob's going to lose another race until 2023.
I like how this guy breaks a 10 race losing streak to Timothy Cheruiyot, and then you're crowning him for the next 3 years. Just that's it. Never going to lose again. Beat him once.
Yep.
Can't foresee any situation where Timothy Cheruiyot turns the tables. This race is going to be way different. And I'm not saying Jakob can't win, because of course he can win, but you talked about the sprinters flying from Jamaica. Well, Cheruiyot and Ingebrigtsen are going to have to get on a much longer flight. They're running a one-off race, no rounds. It's going to be a lot different. What I'm watching for in this race is, does Timothy Cheruiyot adjust his tactics at all, knowing that Ingebrigtsen is now capable of sitting on that fast pace and kicking past? Do we give any indication about what 2022 is going to look like based on what happened in Tokyo and in this race? I say no. I say he's going to stick to it. Because if you have a method that works for you, I don't think you're going to abandon it just based on one race. But I want to see if he does try to switch things up, maybe not be as aggressive in the middle, maybe tries a drive from shorter out and forces Ingebrigtsen maybe to do some work if he wants it to go fast.
No, I mean, they're going to go from the gun. There's no sit and kick here. They want to run a fast mile. They still have very modest mile PBs. So I think they really want to get into the 347, 348 range.
Oh, fast. They go faster than that.
Yeah, maybe 346.
Sure.
So yeah. I think they're coming for a PB. They're not coming for the Prefontaine win, right? They already got their win that they wanted, which is an Olympic medal. They're coming for a fast time. It's them versus the clock.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. All right. Also in this race, you got Matthew Centrowitz of the United States. Only 8 people listed right now. Jai Edwards, Oliver Hoare, Jake Hayward. I would love to see Josh Kerr in this race. Mix it up. I'd like to see Cole Hawker in this race. But we do not have anybody other than these 8 as of right now.
Yeah, Centrowitz 7 days ago put a post about being disappointed, about not being able to make the final. You know, there was a lot of not expectations, but like confidence going into Centro's season, seeing him able to quickly get back on top, winning all those winning the 1500s on U.S. soil a bunch of times, look good in workouts. He remember did that 3 800s in the track meet workout. He did lose at the trials, but you were thinking, oh, well, Hawker's another animal, so a loss to Hawker isn't the end of the world. Went for the American record attempt, fell short in there in the mile. And he's been quoted saying, like, I feel like I'm in my best shape ever. So you could tell that the result of not even making the final at the Olympics was definitely a disappointment for him and for Centrowitz fans and for American fans. So maybe this is be a chance for him to kind of show that his mishap in the semis at the Olympics was an aberration, and he can come out here and set a new PB in the mile, try to run a 348, maybe 347. We'll see. But clearly it's not the end of Centro. We have already, I have always said, like, maybe this is the changing of the guard of, eventually the likes of Leo Manzano and Bernard Lagat had to step aside for the young group coming in. And Centro was one of those people who kind of took the mantle of the dominant figure. And now Hawker's kind of doing it at a similar age that Centro did it.
Yeah.
But Centro's not going anywhere. I mean, he's still talented. He still recently ran 349. So it's like not.
Yeah.
He's going to still. Yeah.
So the question is, we got a question in the chat. Can he PR? Absolutely. Because basically, can he run faster than he did in a time trial a couple weeks ago where the pacing was a bit all over the place, and it was just himself over the last few meters. All these guys should get PRs because you don't run the mile that
Yes.
much, and you look at a 3:28 for Jakob Ingebrigtsen. That equates out to a 3:45 mile, roughly. How many people in history have run sub 3:46 in a mile? I think it's only 3 people who have done that for the men. It's Garouge, it's Nien, and it's Morcelli who have run sub 3:46. But he could absolutely, Jakob could absolutely do that just based on his 1,500 times, and obviously so could Cheruiyot. So I could see a lot of people setting PBs. I mean, if Centro, what did he run in Tokyo when he
349.
missed the?
Oh, sorry.
In Tokyo, ran 3:33 in that race. So I mean, that's a 3:50 right there. So in an even paced race, I think he could for sure run 3:48. Problem is in this race, 3:48 might not get you in the top 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's true. It's going to be really fast. I mean, we're putting up the all-time list here. Garouge ran, obviously, world record. Nien, 3:43. Morcelli, 3:44. And then there's all the way to 3:46. But if you equate those over to 1,500-meter times, right, Garouge's is right at 3:26, which is what he ran. But then that Steve Cram, 3:46, who's number 4 right now, you subtract 17 seconds, that's 3:29. That's people run 3:29s now, and we don't have a meltdown about it being ridiculously fast.
Yeah, I think Centro's going to run faster here because when he ran his 3:49, he did a lot of it by himself. He's not going to be by himself in this situation. So I feel like the presence of Ingebrigtsen and Cheruiyot and all the other guys is going to give Centro someone to chase and follow during the middle part of that race that he didn't have when he went for that solo 3:46 attempt back in July. So I can see him easily. If he thought he could run 3:46 in that situation, he should feel like he can run 3:46 in this situation. So I'm not sure if he's going to run 3:46, but I could definitely see him get 3:48, maybe even a 3:47.
Well, and he's not a big time trial guy, and he's especially not a time trial by yourself type guy. So putting more people in the race, I think it's gonna help him.